Well, it certainly is an amazing place, and this is an amazing event too, the movement of the wildebeest. Well, let's go back to Kofa Morangi, who's still there in the Serengeti National Park. You can congratulate your cameraman too, Kofa, for those beautiful shots of the setting sun. Well, we know that you've been there now for a few days following the wildebeest migration. What can we expect over the next few days?
Well, like you said, there are amazing views also we have from the Serengeti Plains here, looking just far behind those hills. That is where the gate to the Serengeti National Park is. Looking into, inside the herds of these wildebeest, you will notice it's not only the wildebeest who will be migrating. We have also zebras in there, and there is a very, very important coordination between the wildebeest and the zebras. The wildebeest have, a very, very good sense of smell, and like we said, they depend on the rain. Where there is rain is where they go. They can smell rain, from kilometers away. So when they decide to move, the zebras also move with them. But also, the wildebeest depend on the zebras for their survival, because the zebra has, a very sharp eyesight, and they can hear from very far, and therefore it's easier for them to detect predators. When they move, the wildebeest also move. Quite interesting, Mr. Chen. We are joined now by Mr. Chen Jianying, who is the representative of the Tanzania National Park Association in Beijing. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you too.
Differences here. The journey has started. What's different between this year's migration and last year's migration? I understand you've been following the migration for quite some time now.
Yes. Well, the migration always follow the rain and also the green grass. And this year, the rainfall is heavier than last year. Actually, the heavier rain hit this land the last week. That's why, actually, this migration moved towards the north last week, but today they come back because of the plenty of food and the open grassland. It is very easy for them to spot the lions, hyenas, and also cheetahs.
Last year, there was this allegation that Tanzania was delaying the crossing of the wildebeest from the Serengeti National Park to the Masai Mara. Is that practical?
Yes, that is a wonderful moment for the migration. To the micro level, we can predict the migration where will they be this month or next month. But in one day, they move around, they move freely. So it's very difficult to forecast where the migration will be.
How old do you think some of those calves would?
Well, there are specific months where the wildebeest are supposed to be. Like between the months of February and March, we know that they will be calving. Is this year's schedule expected to take, the normal course, or are we expecting delays until the crossing to the Masai Mara National Park?
Well, it's not delayed because, as I said earlier, the rainfall is heavy. That's why it's very good for the calves. So this year, maybe we calculate there are more than 500,000 calvings born. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Well, of course, CCTV will be telling, the African story from the African perspective. CCTV's aim, as you know, is to tell the African story in a way that no one can tell it. And we'll be here in the Serengeti National Park. We've been following the migration for the last 10 days. We'll be still following that in the next couple of days. So just stay tuned.
Good on you, Kofa. We certainly will stay tuned for that, and wonderful pictures there coming to us from the Serengeti National Park. You might have heard me speaking to my guest as that was going on, just asking how old those calves were, and we were told they were about just 1 or 2 weeks, but they certainly grow very, very quickly. You're watching CCTV News. We're bringing you the special coverage on our news update, and we'll be right back after this break. And thanks very much indeed, before you go, to Professor Lee, who is Associate Professor at the Institute of Ecology at Beijing Normal University. Thanks for your analysis. We'll be back very shortly.
Each year, between the vast Serengeti Plains and Masai Mara in eastern Africa, a spectacle of nature, one of the greatest migrations on the planet. Wild animals in the millions embark on a journey during which African Edens can be turned into killing grounds. A test of courage and persistence, and eventually life prevails. New grazing ground is found, and a new cycle of life begins. Tune to CCTV News for live coverage of this epic journey and a look at the ecological preservation effort on the African continent. The Great Migration, only on CCTV News.